So the president got up this morning and started singing, "Don't know why there's no sun up in the sky, stormy weather." So what is this? These guys, Washington must have the busiest vaginas in the world. What is going on with these people? Don't they get any? I mean, is it unbelievable that we have such a sexually depraved bunch of people running the country? Not only that, they're screwing the country, which is really a bigger, more expensive act of prostitution. Well, actually, yeah, the prostitution is money. You paid money. Well, see, the reason to be a prostitute, a woman or a man wants to be a prostitute because they'd rather have sex than poverty. That's probably the main reason. I remember there was a stripper when I was a kid. We went to the burlesque show, and there was a stripper named Siska and her live macaw, where the bird would take her undies off as the show went on. And I tell you something, boy, I trained my parrot that way, and my wife didn't go for it. It's a tough act. You don't want to bring a bird into the routine. It's not good. And I knew that Jewish in Israel they had the Gaza stripper. Do you remember her? You probably don't. This is a shame. We're all waiting for leadership from the government. There ain't no leadership from the government. Never supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be. I mean, even Thomas Jefferson had slaves, and he had a couple of girlfriends, and who knows? These guys are all. See, the thing is to be honest. That's all. Just be honest. Have some integrity. But you know why we're not honest? Because we have lawyers, and the lawyers tell us to not be honest. And we've graduated too many of them, and you're not going to do anything about it. It's too late for this one now. We thought sending our kids to law school, we would be giving them good professions. We have, but they're the scum of the earth as a rule. Not all lawyers, but they go out looking for they're not looking for what is good or bad, right or wrong. They're looking for winning and losing. These guys belong in Vegas. That's where they belong. And speaking of that, I'm sober and clean. Even though my daughter grows marijuana, I don't care about the drugs and the alcohol, and I don't womanize. So when I go to Vegas, they want me out of there. I'm of no use to them. The Bunny Ranch is, for me, is a place where you have rabbits for Easter. And I know the joke about what is it that she's like a rabbit. Anyway, I'm trying to keep this thing on an even keel, and I get a little bit lost watching television because the TV is always about who did what wrong and how and why, and we use Hamburger Helper and stretch the story out. And I want to get on the air now with a very entertaining show. And I want people who are very talented to be in the radio business, bring it back a little bit. Radio, everybody's got a radio, it's like a belly button, but there's nothing good on it, honestly. I mean, really, there's some good things. I shouldn't say nothing. Once again, it's an overall umbrella. But I think we got to put some things on the air that make sense. And you can't have companies that go bankrupt and reward themselves. Even the guys who run Toys R Us, they got $14 million they're going to split on the upper management to keep them interested in the closing of the stores or the repositioning of the stores so that they could get out of debt. And so the judge gave them $14 million bonuses. 9 people, I think it was, get $14 million to split or something like that. And it's the same with United Airlines. That airline, I've been picking on them for a few years, ever since they screwed around with my daughter, who was pregnant, and kept her for 2 days at bay, which I told you the story. I don't want to go through it again. But, this airline's never been right for a long time, not since the Jerry Lewis telethon. It hasn't been right for a while. And I wrote to every single board member at United Airlines and explained to them what I thought should and could happen, and not any one of them responded, and the president of the company never wrote to me. Plus, the guy quit and took I think a $20 million bonus and a free parking spot and lifetime of flying. I hope he doesn't take his dog. But see, this is the way it is. And they had that guy last year that acted out on United. And I kept in touch with them. I sent them these Reynolds raps, but they ignore me. Nobody wants to hear. I don't know whether I'm prophetic or pathetic. Probably a little of both. Anyway, that's the latest. It's the Reynolds Rap.